Yeah.
I'm hoping that your movie doesn't spread the word that those are real model rules, because they don't apply here.
Oh, well, they do. Well, I don't know about here, because I think they're at different workshops.
Yeah.
I found those rules online in a Southwestern shop about, long before I wrote this, when I originally thought about being an artist model, and before I went to SOC to see if they were looking for models, I didn't know where to go or anything. But I went online, and there wasn't much online, but I didn't give up. I just kept looking, and all of a sudden I came across this lady who had this workshop, and she was very strict. She was and those were the 3 rules that stuck in my head. I didn't write them down or anything, but I remembered the 3 rules, that there was no eye contact. But I do take dramatic license, obviously, in it. I mean, I do little, because when I pose now, I mean, you just don't move. You don't move anything. I mean, when I focus, the eyes never move or anything, and also, she's not a professional model. This is an older woman who goes to fulfill her fantasies and be noticed, because otherwise she's going through life feeling unnoticed.
You were at that one screening we had, were you? We actually had a screening in front of a majority of artist models. Yeah. And it was interesting to get their input, and then some of the same things, just like what you said, that maybe some people have some rules, but those aren't the rules. And it was a basis for the concept, basically. But and in fact, there was somebody Saturday that came back, and her side says there are no rules. So that's how she put it. Yeah, but it was, like I said, it was a basis of the story.
And it's also a double meaning in the title. It's her. It's the only time she can have some control. Yeah. Be the queen.
I think there was another question up here someplace.
My question to you is, how many of you saw it as a hopeful ending? Okay, and how many saw him as a stalker? Yeah, see, I usually get 3. It's 3 again, yeah. It's very interesting. Very few people see it. A friend of mine's 14-year-old son saw it, and when it finished, she said, well, Nick, what did you think of it? And he said, well, I think he picked up on her vibes, and he wants her. And I said, that's great. Out of the mouth of a 14-year-old. It doesn't matter to me how, I mean, we purposely left it.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know if you noticed it, but as it ends, originally in the original cut, I had music that held through there, but music is so powerful that it will influence your impression. So I thought, no, I want to leave this up to the viewer, so the music immediately drops out, kind of right when that all happens. So it's like create your own ending kind of thing going on.
That was what my question was going to be about. I thought that the use of the sound and the music was perfect. It was great. Who was playing the music?
There were two people that we used. One was Justin Durbin, who was a man we connected with from the last feature I did, and he's down in LA now, but he's essentially has composed all this music and has graciously allowed me to use it in my productions. The other one was another guy that we just connected through the internet, basically, that had composed a great deal of music. So it actually wasn't created for the movie. It was selected from all the pieces that had been previously created by these 2 people. So, and I was amazed that, especially the one guy, how the great variety in what he had that I was able to use. It was really very fortunate.
Touching on the ending again, I learned more about the movie from the audience than when I wrote it, because it wasn't something I gave a lot of thought to. I just wrote it. And but somebody in the audience once said, well, perhaps she's imagining that he's following her. And I said, ooh, I like that a lot. So that's just another way.
And how did you intend it in the writing? Did you have?
I didn't have any intention. If I were going to do it as a feature, it would be very dark. It would be a very dark story. But I like it the way it is. Some things are best left simple.
Anything else?
Take something off.
Promote something to an audience. Your next play reading. We got probably have a lot of people there.
Show your shoes
okay,
first. Yeah, let me see your shoes.
probably that it was an older woman who was a very beautiful model. And I don't think that's necessarily typical of how we think about artist models. They're often young.
Which, you know, that's one of the things that really connected with me. I started out as an art major, and as an 18-year-old boy, I was spending 6-9 hours a day drawing and painting nude models. And when the first time I went in knowing I was going to do this, of course, you're like, oh, no, you're nervous about it. But once you sit down there, you're not, you know, it's very natural. You just, you're there to draw and paint, and you enjoy it. But I know we had a number of different models, men and women, and you know, so there was quite a variety. But you're right, people don't think, I mean, you know, they have a certain vision, a lot from sitcoms, about those kinds of drawing classes, unfortunately. So that's what we're going to use for our next project. It's called The Bag.
It's called The
Marlon's
Bag.
writing it. It's, again, dark. Basically senior suicide based on conversations Marlon's overheard from her parents. So we're going to begin working on that. And if you'd like to help us, we're glad to beg for the financing for this. And if we don't know how to get a hold of you, let us know how to get a hold of you so we can beg from you. Okay? So,
I need a phone book.
We're going to start shooting this fall, and maybe it'll be at the next one.
Thank you so much.
If you want to talk about this anymore, I'm heading over to the Black Sheep. I know who Marlon is. Marlon's been,
I'm
it's been a lot of late hours.
I'm going home and count sheep.
Are you going to get up at